Hi, how are you?
Hello.
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. My name is Frank Terzo, and this is my wife Terry,
Hello.
and we're sitting on our 510 Sundancer.
Bimini Bound.
Name of the boat is Bimini Bound, so I guess we've been coming back and forth to Bimini, at least a good 15 years, and we're here at the beautiful Hilton Hotel. Probably the first
Which
trip.
wife was it? Was it me? Yeah.
I think
okay,
it was probably wife
three?
number 3,
Okay.
maybe.
Sorry.
But in any event, when we were first coming here, the only thing that was really available was blue water, browns, and big game, and those were the only places to dock up. This whole canal leading up to North Bimini wasn't even carved out. You couldn't even get up here. So it was impassable, and then they finally carved out about a 30 foot wide out of the coral, carved it out, put 10 to 12 feet depth, and that's how we all got up here.
And that's what we came in on, right?
And that's the way we came in.
And the Mega Marina
exactly.
was born.
And the Mega Marina was born.
And
Correct.
that was the
This
beginning.
Hilton was not here. This magnificent pool was not here. None of this.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
dirt.
And that led to Lobster Bash.
And
Led
that
to
led
Lobster
that led
Bash.
to Lobster Bash. Exactly. I think probably the best was we would take we take the Pompano getaways and the summer getaways, and so probably the best getaway we've been on was about 3 years ago when we went to the Abacos, and it was a total of about 2 weeks. We went from Guana Cay to Hopetown to Treasure Cay to Marsh Harbor, back to West End, and it was a fun trip. It was really a fun
Great
trip.
time.
Great time. It is not. This is now, I think, my fourth or fifth Sea Ray. I think the first Sea Ray I had was probably a 34, which was I think it was a gas 34, and then we moved up to what we thought was a beautiful 40 motor yacht in 2007, and I think I bought that one at a boat show, and then from the 40 motor yacht in 2012, I went to another boat show and bought the brand new 45 sedan bridge, state of the art with Zeus pods and all the rest of that.
You're hearing the trend here. We shouldn't be going to those boat shows.
Yeah,
we
we
come home
shouldn't
with
be
a new
going to
boat.
boat shows. And
we bring Frank.
We
and
bring
Terry to
Frank
boat
and
shows.
Terry. No, you know
Yeah.
what it is? This is the truth. When he decides he needs a new mattress on the boat he currently owns, he buys we spend $5,000 for a new mattress on our boat, and then he buys a new boat.
then
I'm like,
everybody at Sea Ray gets warning of the fact that I bought a new
Frank bought a
mattress
new
on
mattress,
the boat.
which means
it's time to buy a
upgrade.
new boat.
Anyway,
I have
so
no
the
idea
45,
why that happens. So
and
then from the 45 to the 51.
and here we sit, looking
here
at
we
the
sit on the
55.
51.
Woohoo! Sorry.
I haven't bought the mattress yet. We're very happy with the 51.
No, we love the 51.
We're very happy
But
with
we
the
were on our
51.
friend's L55, and that's kind of pretty nice.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Did you sit on
Needing
the
a new mattress. Oh, my back.
I actually need to win a really big trial that's coming up, and then maybe I'll look at the 55.
We got married in 2014? I don't remember.
2004.
Feels like 100 years, but it was 2004 we got married. His prior wife had passed away, so
Right.
she was also a nurse
She was.
because he's very high maintenance. And so anyway,
very needy.
We
I
met.
have to have
I'd
a
never.
nurse taking care of me at all times.
Oh my God! Wait, do you really need a nurse? Anyway, so I had never even been on the water before. I'm from Connecticut. The closest water was Musquamacut, Rhode Island, or Hammonasset. We never went anywhere near water, and this guy was a boater, so I had to learn everything about boating and lines and docking and all that good stuff, which he taught me.
And she is like an irreplaceable crew member. She knows exactly
Crew member. You see how I right up there with the crew member.
she's definitely best in crew. Okay, as I would
Not
say.
in show, just in cruise.
Best in crew. The only thing is, from time to time, she kind of forgets the routine. Okay, of like, you're supposed to start with a spring line, and then
I never forget to start with the spring line. It's just which second line.
Yeah, well, she starts with a spring line that goes the opposite way.
Oh,
so that
sometimes
the
you need a forward and a backward spring.
You need a forward and a backward, and she's kind of gets that a little bit confused. So
Of course, he's in here barking the orders. It's
we have to
very
help her out.
easy to say, well, you shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I'm out there trying to be Gumby with 4 lines, throwing them sometimes to nobody.
Right.
That's fun.
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
to jump off yourself and tie your own boat. We
Now,
have a lot of people open the back door, and you can fit. How many did we have on here? 18.
We had about 18 or 20 people because we can slide both doors all the way open,
and
and it's like it's one big party boat.
Yeah.
And it was a better boat for Fort Lauderdale when we moved to Fort Lauderdale, because the sedan was more conducive for Miami living, because you could jump out on Biscayne Bay and run your boat down to Elliott, run your boat down to Key Largo, etc. But the Express is a better boat for Fort Lauderdale living.
a lot of bridges.
A lot of bridges.
And we
You
squeak
go
under now.
You can squeak under the bridges, and you can bring a lot of people over and take them to a nice place for lunch or dinner. So it's a different environment up there. Perfect day on the water starts with being able to turn on the engines and turn on the generator, and they're all working.
And the lines.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next best thing is that we get off the dock, okay, and I can honestly tell you that we take pretty good care of getting in and out of docks, and so we're pretty good. We don't crash anywhere. We keep the boat in good shape, so that's a good day. And then
Having calm seas.
Yeah, calm seas is another nice part about
Anchoring
boating.
out.
Anchor out.
Grill.
Grill out. Yeah. Meeting friends, rafting up. We do just about everything on the boat. And we try to take it out. The difference, I guess, to some degree or another, is we're not part-time boaters. We like to take the boat out usually every weekend if we can, even if it's only a day or a Sunday, or it's a long weekend. And it's a good way to have kind of your mini vacations, Friday to Sunday.
Go to the boat show.
Right.
Is there another
With
one
Frank.
coming up soon?
I would
believe
say
there's
the
one
biggest-
in October.
The biggest advice that we see, at least in South Florida, okay, and it's to some degree or another, we have the luxury of having 12-month boating.
Yeah.
Okay, if you live in Ohio or you live in Michigan, you don't have that same luxury. Okay, so it's very tempting for buyers to simply go to a boat show, say we love this boat, and buy a Sea Ray. The only problem is they don't know how to run a Sea Ray. Okay, and one of the nice parts about it is that there happens to be a really good dealer in South Florida by the name of Marine Max that does do a lot of
Training and even women in boating.
training and women in boating and all that sort of thing, and it's very helpful for a lot of folks that buy their first boat who really don't know how to anchor. They don't know how to dock, and I think that's a good thing.
The salesman will also go with you 1 or 2 days and just show you everything on your boat and how to use your Ray Marine. The Ray Marine guy will come. I mean, they really hook you up and
Yeah.
to do safe boating, actually.
Although when we saw this boat, we wanted a boat. We wanted a 51 without pods, so we wanted a shaft boat, and this is a V drive with the big Cummins engines. And this boat was in Sarasota, so salesman out of Miami, and Terry and I
Manny Medina
drove all the way
He
up to
drove us
Sarasota
to Sarasota
just to test
to
drive
take us
this
on
boat.
that boat.
Manny's
I mean,
amazing.
went above and beyond.
Yeah.
Above and beyond.
Yeah. And then the cute part about it is that we took out one of the captains, I guess, at Marine Max, and he took us out on the boat. I drove it around, and we then came back into a very tight dock, and the captain insisted that I needed to get away from the helm.
So he could back
And-
it. It was like really, honestly, about 6 inches on each side of this boat. A canal you had to pull in to get to the
And I
marina.
said, no, I'm going to dock the boat.
And Manny said,
and
"Let him
Manny
do it."
said, if
Let him.
anybody can dock this boat, it's Frank Terzo. So get out of the way and let him do it. And I put the boat right back in, just like a taxi driver, and that's when I bought the boat.
And then it was yours.
Then it was mine.
That's awesome. That's awesome. First,
Our favorite Sea Ray memory. I don't know what year it was. It was the year that the Heat won the championship. Remember?
Okay.
And I think we were in Staniel Cay, that long trip that we took, which was so fun. And
Oh,
Juwan Howard from the Miami Heat, he's now a coach with them, I think. He had a Sea Ray, and he had a captain, and the captain is a friend of ours. So we helped dock Juwan Howard's boat. Juwan Howard came. They were having the parties and the parade, so he couldn't come on the trip. So he sent the captain ahead with his boat. He got his boat to Staniel Cay. It was the captain and his son. Frank and I were right next to him. We were fueling, I think, and we helped him park. We were so excited. And then Juwan Howard came. We met Juwan Howard. He came into the restaurant that night, and there's like one restaurant on Staniel Cay. You got to order your fish before noon because they got to go out and get it and, fillet it, and that's what you're eating. And Juwan Howard came into the restaurant, and the entire group of Sea Ray and Marine Max people stood up, and they were screaming and clapping, and he was like, because we were so thankful that the Heat won.
I think
It was
2000.
I don't remember, but anyway, we were all so excited, and he was so gracious, and he just met everybody from Sea Ray, and everybody was shaking his hand, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that
Meet
was
Juwan
good.
Howard,
That's a good
he
time.
was really neat.
We like the sunroom. We do a lot of things in the sunroom. I mean, I know that at night we'll relax and maybe watch a movie down in the salon because we've got the Bose speaker systems. But this is kind of our area that we really like to live in, and we'll have our coffee, our breakfast. We watch the news. We watch.
Terry will bring you your
watch
coffee.
the
Terry will
sports.
bring you your
Terry
breakfast.
brings everything.
Short of feeding you,
Well, I forgot to mention that she's also very, very good at
waiting on you hand and foot.
yes,
Okay.
true.
And
But
this is unusual for him. He never opens.
I
his-
never open that.
He will not let his AC out, and I'm sure
I
last
can't
night,
let AC escape.
being in the hotel with no AC, you can appreciate the people leaning off their balconies, glaring at all the Sea Rays who had lights on and AC, and they were really eyeing us because we had generators and they didn't, so they were very
that's
upset.
what I love.
Yes.
And by the way, that's also a good thing living in South Florida, because if you've got a hurricane and you have no electric in your house, okay, you can always jump on your boat. When I think of Sea Ray, what comes to mind is the fact that it is probably the finest American-made boat manufacturer in the country, and they stand by. They've always stood by everything that they manufacture. We have never had a single problem. Speaking from folks at Palm Coast all the way up to Knoxville, when we have problems, they take care of it, and which is a tremendously important feature about the marine industry. Okay, the marine industry is known for getting sales out the door and not
That's it.
worrying about what happens after they close on the deal. Okay, that's not Sea Ray. Sea Ray stands by their stuff,
Follows through.
and that's why we love being on a Sea Ray. It makes me feel pretty independent. it gives me a great deal of flexibility to do what I want to do, and spend my weekends and relax.
And confidence that you'll get there
And
safely.
confidence that I'm going to be there safely. And the equipment that's on the boat gives me great confidence that I can trust the electronics and trust the boat to do what it's supposed to do and get me to places where I'd like to go. That's important.